Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nina Saramsikasari with students number 0601182260004, and this is my individual presentation for meeting 13 in ICT in ELT class. Alright, so now I would like to talk about my article, and the title of my article is The Effectiveness of Social Media in English Language Learning, and as a review of literature. The author of this article is Mohammed Alshehri, and this article is published in the Journal of Language Teaching and Research, and the year of the issue is 2017. Alright, so now I would like to represent my article. Alright, so this article discusses the use of social media in English language learning, and the author conducted a literature review of 35 articles published between 2010 until 2016. It's not only that, but based on this literature review, the authors conclude that the use of social media in learning English can improve students' English skills significantly. And now let us discuss about why that this author can say that social media can to improve the students' English skill significantly. Alright, so some of the benefits of social media in learning English present in this article are: first, increase students' learning motivation; second, improve speaking and writing skills in English; third, providing access to more diverse and accessible English learning resources; and the last one is increased interaction between students and teachers in the learning process. And that is the benefit of using social media in learning English process. And the next one is I would like to talk about the author also present some statistical data that from research relate to the use of social media in learning English. And now I would like to tell you about some of the statistics that I have done talking about it before. Well, first, 67% students who use social media as a tool for learning English feel more motivated in learning English. Second, 72% students experience an increase in their English skill after using social media as a learning tool. Third, 83% students that feel social media provide easier and faster access to English learning research. That is about the statistic data about social media in learning English. And now I also want to say that this article that acknowledge that the use of social media in learning English also have drawbacks or disadvantage. And for example, that this article also talking about that about the disadvantage of social media itself in learning English language. How can I say that? Because for example, that this article talking about the dependence on technology and also the potential from distraction from information that is not related to learning English. Because as we know that social media have a lot of information, and it is not only about the English learning itself, right? Just could you imagine if the students use social media? Okay, well, I know that the people is to learn English, but however, if they are find the other information it is not about the English language learning, that means that they will get distraction, right? So that is will be the bad impact or disadvantage of this social media when we use social media using social when we are learn English using social media. Alright, so therefore that teachers and students just pay attention, right? So that's why that in this article that they're also talking about how but what is the solution based on that problem. Therefore the teachers and students must pay attention to both the benefits and also the drawbacks or disadvantage of using social media in learning English to maximize learning outcomes. And also the conclusion is we must give more attention for students, and also that must as a job that for the teachers to get more pay attention for the students so they can focus on their study. And now I would like to give the conclusion on this article journal. Well, first, the use of social media in learning English can significantly improve students' English skill. Second, the use of social media can increase student learning motivation and facilitate access to English learning resources that are more diverse and easily accessible. While the social media is of course accessible to learn English. Third, the use of social media can also increase the interaction between students and teachers in the learning process. 4. Some statistical data shows that the use of social media in learning English is effective. For example, as 60-70% of students who use social media as a tool for learning English feel more motivated in learning English. 5. However, the use of social media in learning English also has some disadvantage. For example, dependence on technology, that the potential for distraction from information that is not related to learning English. And the last one is, and this is the solution for the problem itself, while the teachers and students must pay attention to both the benefits and also the drawbacks of using social media in learning English to maximize learning outcomes. That is my presentation about this article. I think that's all. Thank you for your good attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day.